What's up, family? It is Caden with Urban Finance. Today I'm going to give you my top 3 stock picks, and one of these companies you could potentially double your money in a little over 3 months, and the other 2 I think will be probably somewhere between 6 months to a year and a half before they potentially double again. If you're new to this channel, I talk about everything related to financial literacy, investing in urban finance. And urban finance is literally anything I feel like talking about, if I'm being honest. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash the like button. It really helps out the page. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified of when I post something new. All right, let's jump in. So RedFin is currently the leader in the online discount brokerage area. And I think why I really like RedFin for this season, one, it's positioned really well for the crisis that we're currently in. And the other thing that I really like about RedFin is that it's trying to get into the iBuying area, where it essentially means that companies that are purchasing house are entirely online. So these companies will pretty much buy your house from you and flip it for a profit. And I do think that has a potential to disrupt the real estate environment. And I do get very excited, if I'm being honest, about companies that have the potential to disrupt an entire market and steal market shares from long-standing companies in the area. The other companies that I'm really looking at in this particular space is Zillow and Open Doors. And if I'm being honest, I'm most excited about Open Doors. But for this week, RedFin will be my top pick in terms of this area. And I do think this is an area that's going to be disruptive in the next 5 to 10 years. And so you're certainly looking out long term. Now, most analysts are saying that the company is currently overvalued, but I believe 2020 was a year that a lot of companies that were overvalued significantly grew regardless, partially because of the hype and partially because the companies that are perfectly situated for our current situation. And so there is a small chance that as a vaccine comes out, that this company may go down closer to its fair value price if a vaccine does come out or things goes back to normal. But I think long-term thinking, 2 to 3 years, this is a solid company to start investing in. And most investors don't have the capital to just pick up 100 shares of this company or 50 shares of a company like this. And so if you're dollar cost averaging into this company over time, I think you can be very successful in the next 3 to 5 years. But I do think you can potentially double your money even in RedFin currently in the next year, just because it's so perfectly situated for this current situation. And I try not to say pandemic too much because YouTube don't do well with that word. This next company is a penny stock, so it is very speculative, and it's AMC. Now, I think if you're able to pick up AMC between $1.50 and $2, you could potentially double your money within the next 3 months. And that is because AMC will benefit from a stimulus package, which means if the government does pass a stimulus package, let's say in January under the new administration, then this stock should at least double. Now, I wouldn't hold this stock longer than that just because I don't see the theater industry as a big growth industry, especially over the next 5 years. There are so many better companies that you can put your money in. But if you're looking to quickly double your money on a swing trade, I do think this company holds some perspective if you could pick it up between $1.50 and $2. Now, if the stimulus check doesn't hit, if our regulators change what the bill is and don't actually give money to AMC, now that would all change the perspective of this company doubling. And so with penny stocks, you can lose money as well as make money, and so you make a judgment call there. But you can certainly double your money with this company based on the trajectory of where things are going right now. Given its current price, I think it's way too overvalued to even try to pick it up for a double, given the uncertainty of our current situation. And so I would not touch it at $3, but between $1.50 and $2, I will jump on this one. So the last company you may have heard of, it's called Bloom Energy. And Bloom Energy is another alternative energy company. And a lot of these alternative energy companies have been surpassing analyst expectations. And I do think this is one one of company that could potentially do that as well. Now, the current target price for this company is $24. If you're able to pick this company up at $14, and these alternative energy companies have been very volatile, and so you just have to be patient with a lot of them in order to buy them at a good price, you could potentially double your money. And I do think a lot of these companies will be coming into dominance over the next 3, 4, 5 years. So being able to dollar cost average into a lot of these companies at their current prices will pay off for a lot of investors. And so just one thing about Bloom Energy, we expect near-term shipment growth from strong demand for reliable power supply during wildfire and cold season, and continued demand for data centers / hospitals for resilience needs. Bloom Energy fuel cell operates on a natural gas today and can take advantage of low-cost natural gas unlike peers. New opportunities have emerged in Q2: fuel cells in ships, hydrogen-powered fuel cells, and electrolyzer that position Bloom Energy as a key manufacturer of building blocks in a hydrogen economy. And so we've been hearing a lot about the hydrogen economy and what that will look like in 3 to 5 years. And so I do think Bloom Energy is positioned well for a future economy. All right, I hope you found this video to be helpful. Make sure you're doing your own due diligence, your own research to see which companies actually fit into your particular investment strategy. Every week I read several reports on what are the top best companies in order to invest in, and there are so many good companies out there. You really want to pick companies that you're passionate about, that you think that have great growth potential over the next few years. While I will potentially make a video every week about my top 3 picks, that does not mean that I'm picking all of these companies up. I'll be honest and say the area, even in these 3, that I'm most excited about is the iBuying space. And so those are the companies that I'll be looking to more. But even for a company like RedFin that I do think will be dominant in the iBuying space, or like I said, other companies in that space that I like to pick up, I try to make sure I buy on a pullback, as well as build up my buying power so that I can pick up a good number of shares at what I think to be a good price. And so don't just jump into picking up companies at any particular price at any time. Sometimes you do want to wait for the company to have a pullback before you jump in, especially when some of these companies have already ran up 100, 200% for the year. All right, like I said, I hope you found this video to be helpful and informative. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash the like button. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe to the page and hit the bell to be notified of when I post something new. And like I always say, even in the midst of these crazy times, make sure you're living your best life.